Imagine stumbling upon something so ancient, so enormous, and so utterly out of place that it shatters everything you thought you knew. Tonight, we venture deep into the Siberian Taiga, a frozen wilderness larger than the entire continental United States east of the Mississippi. But scattered across this untouched land, hidden beneath forests, rivers, and permafrost, are colossal, unexplained structures. Who built them? When were they made? And why were they abandoned in one of the most desolate places on Earth? This is not just a mystery of stone and soil. This is a mystery that questions the very history of humanity.
The Siberian Taiga is unlike anywhere else on Earth. Stretching nearly 5 million square miles, it is a land of endless forests, deadly swamps, and winters so brutal that temperatures drop below -70 degrees Fahrenheit. For centuries, it has been called the Green Desert. Unforgiving, isolated, inhospitable to all but the most resilient. And yet, something is hidden here. Scattered reports from Soviet-era explorers spoke of cyclopean walls, stone formations larger than castles, standing where no human settlements were ever recorded. Hunters whisper about giant staircases carved into cliffs. Fishermen claim they have seen enormous blocks of granite rising from riverbeds, so precise in their cuts they could not have been formed by nature. But no official maps mention them. No history books explain them. They simply exist.
In the late 19th century, a group of geologists traveling near the Podkamena-Tunguska River reported stumbling upon what they described as a wall of stone stretching into the horizon. The blocks, they said, were too uniform to be natural. Massive rectangular slabs stacked with almost mechanical precision. But here's the problem. No indigenous Siberian tribes were known to build with stone. Their shelters were wooden, temporary, fragile. And yet these formations were larger than the pyramids. The scientists returned to St. Petersburg with sketches and notes, but before they could publish, the notes disappeared. And with them, so did the credibility of the story.
Fast forward to the 20th century. During the Soviet Union's relentless push into Siberia, explorers once again encountered strange ruins. Soviet soldiers were ordered to map the wilderness, searching for resources. What they found instead were massive dome-like structures made of stone. The soldiers reported walls so high they vanished into the trees. Underground chambers echoing with strange acoustics. But here's where the mystery deepens. Reports suggest the Soviet government sealed off the areas. Maps were redacted, coordinates classified. Why? Was it to hide something ancient? Or did they fear what might be uncovered? Some historians whisper of a Siberian project, an effort to conceal the discovery of structures older than recorded history itself.
If these structures are real, who built them? Some claim they were the work of the Hyperboreans, a mythical race said to live beyond the North Wind, a civilization of giants mentioned by Greek historians. Others believe they could be remnants of an unknown culture that thrived before the last ice age, a civilization wiped from history, leaving behind only fragments in the most remote corners of the world. And yet, skeptics argue, could these structures simply be natural rock formations? But then how do we explain the precision, the sharp angles, the repeating patterns? Nature builds chaos, not order, not walls that stretch for miles. In recent decades, satellite imaging has revealed something extraordinary. Hidden beneath dense tree cover are geometric shapes. Lines too straight, angles too precise, rectangles stretching hundreds of feet across.
Some researchers believe we are looking at the buried remains of an ancient city. Others suggest something more terrifying, that these are not cities at all, but machines. Colossal, forgotten machines buried in Earth's crust, never meant to be found. And here's the most unsettling part. Local legends speak of forbidden mountains that hum at night, places where compasses fail, and where travelers vanish.
Not all explanations are rooted in history. Some believe these structures are not human at all, that they are remnants of extraterrestrial contact. Ancient astronaut theorists point to the sheer size of the stones, some weighing thousands of tons, beyond the capabilities of primitive humans. But if this is true, why hide them here? Was Siberia chosen because of its remoteness, or because it was once something else? A landing ground? A base? A forgotten colony? The mystery only deepens.
On June 30th, 1908, the sky over Siberia exploded. A massive fireball flattened over 800 square miles of forest in what became known as the Tunguska event. Officially, it was explained as a meteor, but some researchers claim otherwise. What if the blast was connected to the structures? What if the explosion was not an accident, but a warning, or even an attack? Local stories claim that before the explosion, hunters saw strange lights near the ground, glowing spheres hovering above the trees. And when the blast came, it seemed to erupt not from the sky, but from the earth itself. Could these hidden structures be tied to something still active beneath the taiga?
The Siberian Taiga remains one of the last uncharted frontiers on Earth, a wilderness that swallows all who try to unveil its secrets. Are these colossal structures the remains of a forgotten civilization? Evidence of something extraterrestrial? Or simply tricks of nature magnified by legend? The truth remains buried, under ice, under forest, under silence. And perhaps that's exactly where it was meant to stay. Because in Siberia, mysteries don't just hide, they wait. What do you think these colossal structures really are? Lost cities? Ancient technology? Or something even stranger? Let us know in the comments. And remember, some mysteries are never meant to be solved.